Hello friends! Thank you so much for taking the time to click on this video. This is my first time filming an ASMR video. A little bit about me. My name is Mara and I am calling this channel ASMR. I have loved ASMR for going on a decade now. And so it felt like the right time to try and enter into the filming space myself. So I appreciate anyone that is on today's first step to that journey. Today I wanted us to go through and unbox this oracle card deck. A good friend of mine introduced me to this deck, and I have really enjoyed using it, so I decided to get my own set. So I was thinking it would be a lot of fun to unwrap the deck, cleanse it, do some card shuffling, and also to pull a few cards and read a little bit out of the guidebook. So, without any further ado, I am going to light a little candle. I recently got an electric candle lighter, and I've really been enjoying it. I think it's funny. It feels a little bit like a small taser. So it feels entertaining to tase my candles. I want you to hear the sound, but I also don't want to catch my hair on fire. So I'll be careful. Set that there. All right, next, I want to go ahead and peel off the plastic that's wrapping the deck. I do like the way that sounds. I'll start trying to tear a little corner. Tearing it with my hands didn't quite work, so I went and grabbed some scissors. This will be a lot easier to start. Set this plastic aside. I'm going to go ahead and scoot my candle out of the way so we can really see the full box. This is the Wild and Sacred Feminine deck. This is a 42 card oracle and guidebook set by Nikki DeWart and Elizabeth Marglin. The illustrations are by Jenny Kostecki Shaw. I really love the illustration of this card that is shown. This is the wolf card. I also like that the back has a preview of some of the cards so you can see. The illustrations are very beautiful. I'll read some of the info on the back. The feminine creates and transforms, adapts and abides, loves and consoles. Your own potential is reflected in her many faces. Within you lives the wild and sacred feminine. Invoke her empowering wisdom through these 52 beautifully illustrated cards and their intuitive guidance. May this deck reveal an exquisite aliveness where everything is held sacred and nothing is held back. I think that's really beautiful. All right. Now, there's like a magnetic clasp. Keeps the the box. It's quite strong, actually. And you open it up. The first thing you see is the guidebook, which I'll go ahead and pull out. I love the new book smell. We'll get a little more into the guidebook later when we do some card pulls. You can see that the deck itself is here. A little bit of plastic, keeping the deck together. I'll go ahead and carefully cut this. I'll set this aside with the other plastic. You can see the really beautiful pattern that's on the back. It reminds me a little bit of a mandala pattern. Now that I've got the cards out, set this aside. Such a beautiful box. I have some Palo Santo. I also love my cute little cauldron that I like to use to store it. I think that it's helpful to put the lit Palo Santo in here when I'm done using it. Since it's really sturdy metal, I feel pretty safe that I'm not going to catch anything on fire. Also, it's very cute. Set that down. And I'll get my little taser lighter again. I do think it's a little trickier to light the Palo Santo with this, but we'll light this and we will cleanse this brand new deck, and I'm really excited to put my energy into it and see what cards we end up pulling today. this aside now. Now that I have cleansed the deck, I want to blow on it, and then I'm going to knock on it. Those are the ways that I've learned to put my energy into a deck of cards. Right? Get a little shuffle. I'm definitely not the best at shuffling, but I view this also as a way of putting my energy into the deck. Now to spread out the cards. Show you for a moment. Got the card spread here. So I'm thinking that now I will draw 3 cards, and then we'll go through and I'll do a reading out of the guidebook. First I'll go with this card. So the first card that I pulled is a Nana, representing wholeness. The next card, I really love this illustration. Pulled Mystic, Devotion. Now for our third card. Pulled Muse, Inspiration. And a really, really pretty illustration. Well, I feel like these cards really resonate with the energy that I'm trying to bring with trying something new creatively, trying to film lo-fi ASMR. So let's explore the cards a little further. I started off with this card. And we'll get the guidebook now. It is really nice that the guidebook does have a table of contents. Oh, first, actually, no, yeah. Let's go to the table of contents. Yeah, so some more information about this deck is the 4 suits are the wild feminine, which are all different animals, the elemental feminine, which are different aspects of nature, the archetypal feminine, which 2 the cards that we pulled today, or of this suit, are, as the name suggests, different archetypes. And then the divine feminine, they're different goddesses, female religious figures from various world religions. And that's where the Inanna card falls. And I can see in the table of contents that I can find more information on page 163. All right. And then each card, the illustration is shown in the guidebook, and then there's some pages of some more information. So for Inanna, wholeness, the shadow of this card is denial. I also really like that there's a quote at the top for each card as well. The quote for this card is, "I circle around God. I've been circling for thousands of years, and I still don't know. Am I a falcon, a storm, or a great song?" And this quote is by Rainier Maria Rilke. I hope I pronounced that some semblance of correct. Now, I can get into the additional information about the card. The Sumerian goddess Inanna reigns supreme as queen of heaven and earth. For thousands of years, worshippers adorned her statues in lapis lazuli and praised her in sweeping grandeur as amazement of the land, light of the world, and loud thundering storm. As the great goddess who personifies the generative cosmic power that manifests in everything from abundant harvests and devastating floods to sexual love and starry brilliance, Inanna mirrors your own dynamic wholeness. Day and night, life and death, virgin and seductress, she proclaims that you are all things and invites you on a journey to know thyself. Inanna's medicine lives in her story, a daring tale in which she descends into darkness to visit her mourning sister, Ereshkigal, queen of the underworld. On her way to the great below, Inanna is stripped of robe and crown, pride and power. Arriving naked and humbled, she is cursed and hung on a hook. After 3 days, the gods intervene, sending winged messengers who offer compassion to the mistress of death, and in return, Inanna is released to them. Once revived, Inanna recovers her regalia and divine powers. She returns home to complete this mythic ritual of reclamation and rebirth. Diving unafraid into the netherworld, Inanna faces terror, sacrifice, and death at the hands of her sister, who can be seen as Inanna's shadow self. Her story teaches that to fully inhabit your inherent wholeness, no aspect of yourself can be relegated to the shadow. Any fears, feelings, or desires you reject as undesirable move into the unconscious, where they can strip you of your sovereignty and sabotage your gifts. Instead, divest yourself of ego trappings and turn with compassion towards your shadow. Peer into the darkest, underground part of yourself to meet an ally that can contrast, balance, and even expand your radiance. Vast like the universe, you contain both mystery and majesty. Resurrect yourself in wholeness, says Inanna, knowing true power coalesces around the integration of dark and light. I feel like that's really powerful. also resonate with that I'm attempting to call on this sort of power. I'm definitely a little nervous making this as my first video, but I know that I feel very passionately about ASMR and that I have to start somewhere. And in developing some skills around this, trying things out, trying to achieve that wholeness. I wonder if anyone watching today can relate to this as well. Alright, let's get into the next card. Mystic Devotion. I'll consult the table of contents again, see what page to flip to. 129. All right. Mystic Devotion. The shadow is separation. The quote, "The work of my heart is the work of the world's heart. There is no other art." Alison Luterman. The mystic is not otherworldly. She is instead marked by radical devotion to all creation through a heart alchemized by love. When you pull this card, lean into the underlying belief that all is well. Live in the world as if it were a temple. Transform seeking into celebration, and love all things it has taken you so long to learn how to love. Allow the holy to come and meet you. The path of the mystic takes you inward to the root of yourself, where you discover your way back home. As mystic, you know samsara, the material world, and nirvana, bliss, are interwoven. You can be in the world and not of it at the same time. To do this, commit to an inner spaciousness that dissolves contradictions and release all judgments about the way things should be. Let everything become a place of reverence, everyone a vessel of divinity. The mystic refutes transcendence in favor of immanence, so don't deny your connection to your body and the world around you in favor of a remote version of heaven. When mystic pays you a visit, she asks you to open to an intimacy with everything around you. Seeing with the eyes of love turns every sidewalk flower, every stray dog, every passing stranger into the face of your beloved. Through this devotion, a merging takes place, blurring any distinctions between above and below, inside and outside. Your mystic heart's work parallels the work of the world's heart. The one that you love lives inside of you and feeds on your light. Expect that as you enter deeper into this mystery, you will discover a delightful form of friendship with the way you are made, even your quirks and rough edges. When straggling forms of resistance arise, remember that living as mystic requires fierce mojo. To release whatever feelings of separateness keep you in the dark, allow your intrinsic goodness to draw you towards the light. Another really powerful message. Our next card is the Muse Inspiration card. And when I was flipping through, I realized it's the card in the guidebook right before. So this is the Muse Inspiration card, and the shadow is stagnation. The universe buries strange jewels deep within us all. The hunt to uncover those jewels, that's creative living. That's what separates a mundane existence from a more enchanted one. Elizabeth Gilbert. Drawing this card at the divine spark means the muse of inspiration has got you in her sights. She clamors to rouse you from dullness. From the Latin inspirare, and sharing common lineage with the word spirit. To be inspired means to breathe in spirit, to feel the holiness of awe in your blood and bones. In Greek mythology, the 9 muses were goddesses of inspiration. They presided over the arts and were called upon to help creatives open their floodgates. When the muse arrived, the artist became the instrument for a rush of insight that could then be conveyed to the world. If Muse is turned up in your deck, she portends that this current is poised to move through you. Know that your readiness is all. Inspiration cannot be postponed. It is the sweet water of your inner life, providing vital nourishment to your soul. To tap an infinite well of inspiration, this card invites you to become intimately familiar with your muse and court her like a queen. Who is this God-sent lover of beauty? What draws her near? Sunrise? Dance? Quiet? She is you. You are her. Invite her to inhabit your whole being. When muse takes up residence, inspired living reigns. When you find yourself stagnating, muse asks, are you paying enough attention? Find inspiration by relishing the world around you and probing the rich immediacy of your experience. If you follow your curiosity, passion, and longing, inspiration is inevitable. As you explore these underground rivers of expressiveness, one common pitfall looms: the temptation to take credit for your creative achievements and failures. Ancient Romans recognized that inspiration came through humans, not from humans. Every creative act has its signature of genius, a hidden intelligence that moves the hand of the painter or whispers in the ears of the poet. Trust this state of flow, feel the stirring of muse in your soul, and let your creativity be divined. Well, I feel really uplifted by messages that were received today. The first time I'm using my copy of this deck. I really appreciate the time spent watching, and I'm excited to try and create more videos, so definitely open to any suggestions, any feedback. As I mentioned, this is my first video, so there's a lot of room for me to grow. I have a very simple setup, but I'm hoping to evoke some of that old school lo-fi ASMR sound that I've loved for so long. And I really appreciate the opportunity to try and help other people the way so many ASMR creators have helped me. So with that, I want to leave you with the inspirational messages that we got today from these cards, and I look forward to connecting with you again soon. Thank you.